So in Mounce 10.12, we meet the word one. The word one can function as an adjective, and as an adjective, it needs to be able to modify nouns of any gender. We could talk about one man, we could talk about one woman, we can talk about one spirit, one work. Those would be neuter forms. And the ways to see the number one in its lexical form are as follows: Heis, Mia, and hen. Heis, Mia, hen. Say that with me. Heis, Mia, hen. Okay, so you have three forms. So what are these forms going to modify? Heis is masculine, Mia is feminine, hen is neuter. Now we learned the 2-1-2 pattern, and we learned the 2-2 pattern, right? Our two termination form ionios and ionion was 2-2, second declension. 2-1-2, agathos, agathe, agathon. All right? But here we come to a word, one, that actually is going to follow a 3-1-3 pattern. There are such things. And this is one of those. It's a 3-1-3 pattern. The masculine form is third declension. The feminine form is first declension. The neuter form is third declension. All right? So what does that mean? It means that the stem that's going to be used for these three different forms will either be a consonantal stem, the third declension forms, masculine and neuter, or first declension stem, an alpha stem in this case. So look at my stems, hen and Mia. This is typically textbook first declension noun stem, right? Alpha. So hen has a nu for the end of its stem. So that is a consonantal stem. That's third declension. Now, we're going to take a quick look at what happens in these forms. The masculine singular nominative case of hen, well, it's going to be hen plus what case ending? What's the third declension nominative singular form? It's a sigma, right? So it's going to be hence. Now, you see that nu before the sigma. What happens to the nu? The nu is going to drop out because it is a dental nasal, right? That nu will fall out. And is epsilon a long or a short vowel? It's short. Remember, eta is long E, epsilon's the short E. When I lose the consonant here, Greek is going to compensatorily lengthen this short E vowel, but it won't become an eta. Rather, it will become a diphthong. What diphthong do you think it'll be? It'll be the epsilon iota diphthong. Okay, so now I can't put that rough breathing over the epsilon, right? Because rough breathings go over the second member of the diphthong, and then I get the circumflex here. So notice that the nominative masculine singular form doesn't show the nu of hen at all, does it? Can't see it. And not only is the nu missing, but the simple old epsilon of the stem has lengthened. So it looks very, very different from the real stem. This is why it's so important to know the genitive case ending. Heis is going to then become henas. Okay? And there you see the hen, you see the normal genitive singular case ending. And heni and hena. Okay? And you've got all these forms on 10.12. This is page 82. Now look at the feminine forms. These are first declension. So what's my nominative singular case ending for first declension? It's nothing. So Mia just stays Mia. What do I do in the genitive singular? I just add a sigma, right? Dative, Mia takes an iota, but the iota is going to subscript, and that alpha that it subscripts under is going to be what? Long or short? It's long. But you can't tell the difference between a short alpha and a long alpha, can you? But if you see an iota subscript, you know that alpha has to be long because iotas do not subscript under a short vowel. And then the first declension accusative feminine singular case ending is new. So there's nothing new here with Mia. It's just like Hora and the others. Yes?
Well, if it's a long A, why do you still pronounce it like a short A?
Well, I don't distinguish the pronunciation of the long A and the short A, right? So Mia, Mia.
So but it can be either or, like alpha can be either long or short. That's what
Right.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't pronounce it.
Right. Okay. And then for the neuter form, we have hen. What's my case ending in the neuter for third declension? It's nothing, right? So it's just hen. Does the new have to fall out here? No. We throw in the tau, but not the new, right? So hen is just hen. Henos, henny is like henos and henny over here. And then the accusative neuter is going to be the same as the nominative neuter. So we're back to hen. Okay? So those are going to be the forms here. So let's real quickly read these together, and then I want to show you a place in the New Testament where these forms show up quite a bit. All right? So 10.12, let's repeat after me. We'll do the masculine forms together. Heis, henos, henny, henna. And then feminine, mia, mias, mia, mian. And neuter, hen, henos, henny, hen. All right, good. Now, let's take a look at Ephesians. All righty. So this is Ephesians 4. And, you know, you'll actually be able to recognize quite a bit of this. And I don't mean just the English, I mean the Greek. So let's take a real quick look here. In chapter 4, verse 1, it says, parakalo un. Now, you've met this word un, haven't you? We mentioned that it was post-positive. It's a conjunction that comes in second position, but you need to translate it first. So, therefore, I encourage, exhort, urge, who must. Chapter 11, this is coming. I urge whom? You. And ego is what case? Nominative. So, I encourage you. I, the desmios, the prisoner, and kurio. What case is kurio? Dative. That's right. Dative singular because of preposition n. Right? Preposition n takes its object in the dative case. So I, a prisoner in the Lord, or the prisoner in the Lord, encourage you. And we have an infinitive here. You haven't learned those yet, but it's to walk, oxios, to walk worthily. And then I have tes, kleseos. You don't know this word, but you know this one. And what case is it? It's genitive. So it's worthily of the calling which you have been called, meaning to which you've been called. Meta. Now it matters what case the object of the preposition meta is in, doesn't it? What case do you think this might be? It's genitive. So that means this is going to be the meta with. Meta plus the accusative is after. After. Okay, so this is with. So with all. Yeah. By the way, you see that genitive case ending there? Right? So with all lowliness of mind or humility and gentleness. Okay, and he goes through several characteristics here. We want to get to verse 4. All right. So, hen soma. What's that? One body. What do you think the stem is for this third declension noun? It's somat. It's somat. It's a neuter noun. And notice that the tau has fallen off. Notice that this is the neuter form of haste me a hen, right? And whenever you think of the word one, you need to remember all three. Haste me a hen, haste me a hen, haste me a hen. So this is neuter, nominative, one body. Kai, hen, pneuma, and One spirit. What gender is spirit? Neuter. And that's why you have hen. What do you think the stem consonant was on pneuma? The tau. It was pneumat. That's right. Kathos kai eklethete, just as you were called, en mia elpidi. In one elpidi. Yes. That is hope. Notice the iota here. What case is that? That's dative. This is a third declension noun with an iota case ending. That delta is the consonantal stem. Okay. Notice that mia, that modifies it, is also dative. But what declension does it follow? First. Okay. So is it possible for a first declension adjective to modify a third declension noun? Well, obviously, yes, apparently so. Okay. So get this. You don't have to match declension patterns when you're matching adjectives and nouns any more than you have to match declension patterns when your article accompanies the noun that it goes with. The article will always be first or second declension, right? Ha, he, ta. But can I put an article in front of a third declension noun? Yes. Ta, soma. Ta is second declension. Soma is third declension, right? Hey, sarx. Hey is first declension. Sarx is third declension. The declensions don't have to match. The gender does. The case does. The number does, but not the declension pattern. Okay? All right. So we have, where'd it go? Number 4. Here we are. So one spirit, just as you were called in one hope. Tes kleseos humon, of your calling. And then we have verse 5. We'll go up a little higher. Heis kurios. What's that? One Lord. Mia pistis. One faith. Hen baptisma. Isn't this lovely? In order. Masculine, feminine, neuter. Heis, mia, hen. One Lord, one faith, one baptism. What gender is kurios? Masculine. Pistis. Obviously feminine. Baptisma. Neuter. And it actually is a mot, neuter, third declension noun, where the tau has been thrown in. And then verse 6, Heis theos kai pater panton. One God and Father of all. Okay? Epi panton kai dia panton kai en pasin, who is over all and through all and in all. Okay? So there you go. There's one more hen here. Henide ekastos humonadothe hekaris. For grace was given to one each. These go together. So grace was given to each one. Each one. Each one. Hamon of us. Okay. But this is really where the action is. So, hey, just memorize verse 5. You've got all three nominative forms there. Heis mia hen. Heis kurios. Mia pistis. Hen baptisma. All right? You get to see it all in one place. Dative plural. Mm-hmm. That's what you meant, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, in fact, this word is going to be the next thing we talk about from our lesson, because it's a third declension form too.
And the reason it doesn't match the pantone.
Yes.
Is that because of n?
Yes. So epi is taking its object in the genitive case here. Dia is taking its object in the genitive, and n is taking its object in the dative. Yep. So simply based on this, what do you think the stem of the word for all is? Pont. Pe alpha nu tau. Pont. add a sigma to the neutal, and what's going to happen to it? It's going to drop out, but the sigma will stay here. So that's the dative plural. Punsy becomes pussy. All right. Okay, good. So back to the Mounce lesson. In 10.22, just on the heels of doing Haste Me a Hen, I think it's advisable to go ahead and talk about pos, pos upon. The word pos is an adjective. It means all, every, or each. And notice that just like Haste Me a Hen, we have a 3-1-3 pattern for this adjective. Pos, the actual, we just saw this in our reading in Ephesians 4, the actual stem is pont for the masculine and the neuter third declension forms. The stem that's used for the feminine is not a third declension stem. It's pasa, pasa. And so there we actually see the alpha stem vowel, which makes it first declension, right? Here, this one ends with consonants. That makes it third declension. So this follows a 3-1-3 pattern. Now, what happens when we add the nominative singular case ending to pont? I add a sigma to pont, and neutal goes into Hades, doesn't it? Drops out. So it becomes pos. Pons becomes pos. Add the omicron sigma of the genitive, then the neutal can stay. So this is why you really need to learn both of these forms. So pos, pontas. Okay? Now, let's actually take a look at the neuter form. We have pont, which is our stem. If I took the stem pont and added the neuter third declension nominative case ending, it would be what? What case ending do I add in the nominative singular for neuters? Nothing. I add nothing, which means I'm left with a tau on the end. What will happen to that? It will drop out, and I'm left with pon by itself. Okay? So here I'm obscuring the real stem just like I am here, right? And that's why knowing the genitive singular is important as well. Pontas, the neutal reappears here. You get to see both, and the case ending. So I don't know if I've said it enough, but if I haven't said it enough, let me say it one more time. If you have a third declension noun, how do you figure out what the stem is? You take the genitive singular and you drop the genitive case ending, and what's left is the stem, the whole stem, and nothing but the stem. All right? Take pontas, drop the os, genitive singular case ending, and you're left with pont. That's the stem. Okay? Anamatas, drop the os, you're left with anamat. Anamat is the stem. So do not get confused and look at the lexical form and go, there's my stem. Because you cannot always be sure that your lexical form gives you the whole stem. Okay? All right. So now let's look at the feminine form. I skipped over that because I wanted to deal with the two third declension forms. But notice pasa has an alpha stem, and in the first declension, the nominative case ending is nothing. So it's just pasa. Genitive, it's passes. Why, oh why, did my alpha switch to an eta here? What's that? Yeah, it's not an REI letter before the alpha. Remember, doxa was our word, right? Doxa starts with an alpha, and because there's no REI before, it becomes genitive singular doxes, genitive or dative singular doxe with the iota subscript, and back to alpha for the accusative singular doxan. All right? So this is following the normal doxa pattern. Pasa becomes passes, passe, pasan. All right? So will you be able to tell the difference between the genitive singular of pasa and the accusative plural of pasa? Yes, because it'll have an alpha sigma down there at the bottom. All right? So you can tell the difference there. All right. So that's how you say all, each, or every. Now, there's one distinctive feature of using pos, pos upon whenever you see it in usage in the Greek New Testament. And this is the deal, okay? The Greek word pospasapon will occur in the predicate position. It will occur in the predicate position. What's the predicate position? It's where, well, remember the predicate adjective, is it articular or anarthrous? Remember what anarthrous means? No article. Articular with article. So predicate adjectives are anarthrous. So you will see these in situations where they will not be preceded by the article. All right, so look at my examples here. With kalos, a normal adjective, I'm going to use it either in the first attributed position or the second. Ha kalos logos and ha logos ha kalos means the good or the excellent word. Okay? But look at what happens here. When I put it in the predicate position, kalos halagos and halagos kalos, notice there's no article before these adjectives. I have to add is in my sentence. The word is good, or good is the word. Okay? Now, pos is going to adopt the predicate position, but we're going to translate it attributively. Okay? So, pos halagos. You don't want to translate this as a predicate adjective. Otherwise, you would translate this as the word is every, or the word is all. Okay? Rather, this is the way you say in Greek, every word. Every word. You're going to put that word every before the noun in your English translation. Pos halagos. Every word. Each word. Okay? Predicate position is simply a positional requirement, even though in translation, we're going to translate it like an attributive adjective. Okay? We're going to see this happen with a number of different kinds of words in Greek. Demonstrative adjectives like houtos, this, are going to do the same thing. They're going to take the predicate position, but we're going to translate them before the noun. This word. The word for that, akenos, we're going to see this in chapter 14, I think, or 13. That word, okay, but it'll be in a predicate position. So we'll see more of this. All right. That's pospasapon. In 10.17, Mounce introduces you to the square of stops. This is part of your noun rules. We created this square when we were looking at the phonetic changes, but it bears repeating here. The left side of the square has to do with the place of articulation. Where in the mouth are these consonants going to be produced? Labials, velars, and dentals have to do with the area, the lips, the velar region, top of the roof of the mouth, but way in the back by the punching bag, the uvula, dentals, teeth area. Okay, so we'll go ahead and make our lines here. And then going from top to bottom, remember we talked about voicing and unvoiced. If something's unvoiced, that means what? You don't vibrate the vocal cords. Voice means you do. Fricatives have to do with, not stopping the airflow completely, but rather leaving a little opening or aperture so that the air can escape in a continuous way. Stops, on the other hand, always completely stop the airflow, right? So, p and b are the same stop consonant except for voicing. K and g, the same stop consonant except for voicing. T and d are the same as well. Fricatives are unvoiced. You don't voice those, do you? Okay. When you put a vowel after them, then you'll start having vocal cord vibration, but by themselves, you don't voice them. Okay. And so these all belong together. And then he doesn't give you these terms here, but I want to make sure that you know those and understand them. Okay. So we'll go ahead and draw our vertical lines here as well. And here's the deal. Now, this is not part of the square of stops, but knowing the square of stops helps so that when you see that anything in this row plus a sigma is going to yield a psi, anything in this row plus a sigma will yield a xi, and anything in the dental row plus a sigma yields a sigma by itself where the dentals or the teeth have fallen out. All right. So we're especially going to be using this when we get to other third declension nouns whose stems end not with tau, but with things like kappas and gammas and such like. All right, let's go to 10.24. This is the last couple sections here. He deals with some article usage and points out that the article seems to have a weak demonstrative use in some situations. If you take a look here at the first example that I have written here, ha apiso mu ercominus, we have the after me coming one. Okay, here your article is separated from the thing that it really belongs to. Ha ercominos means the one coming, and apiso mu after me has separated these two. You're going to see that quite a lot in Greek, where you have an article, what the article goes with, and then a lot of stuff in between. So the article is going to help you here. Article is your friend. The article and the noun that it matches in cation or number are going to kind of serve as bookends or brackets, and you're going to kind of read everything from the article to that thing and all the stuff sandwiched in between together. The one coming after me. That all functioned as one long constituent or unit, right? John says something like, the one coming after me was before me. All of that is the subject of that clause. But the other situation that Mounce mentions is where you have situations like this. Ha de apen. Now, you know that de is a postpositive, so it really belongs after, it goes after the article, but it really belongs at the front in your translation. And or but. Now, what do you do with this? You have ha apen, but the said. That doesn't make any sense. What do you do with that? That's right. You're going to translate that ha as if it were a pronoun there, okay? But he said. But he said, okay? So there's no noun that article goes with, agrees with in case, gender, and number. It is, as it were, functioning as a noun or a pronoun, okay? All right. Now, over here, we have, in 10.25, you have the article before a prepositional phrase and then nothing else that it's anchored to, like we had up here. So we had, well, here, let me change this back to a nominative form. Okay, so ha entokosmo agapatan kosmon. The in the world loves the world. What do we do with that? Well, this prepositional phrase is basically functioning like a substantival adjective. You know how I could put a noun here, ha anthropos agapatan kosmon. The man loves the world. I could say ha agathos. There's an adjective functioning substantively. The good man loves the world. And then I can put a prepositional phrase in the same place that I can put a noun or a substantival adjective. The in the world one loves the world. What's going to be a good way in English to translate that? Yes, I might want to say he who is in the world. The one who is in the world. The worldling. Okay? But to say the in the world one, again, good German, but not very good English, right?